The Eastern Conference Finals. The matchup to watch tonight here. The Knicks are seeking a 2-0 series lead. Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs entering Tuesday. Teams trailing by 22 at any point in the fourth quarter. We're 1-594 over the last 30 postseasons. And that guy showed up and then dominated. That was Jalen Brunson. The Cavs hoping to avoid trailing 2-0 in this series since teams go to down 2-0 in a best-of-7. They've gone on to lose the series 92% of the time. However, the Cavs went down 2-0 to the Pistons in the last round. They came back to win. The only team this postseason to do that. Well, the Pistons, it felt like they only had one option on offense. When you look at this Knicks team, they have plenty of options to get us ready for Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight on ESPN. Great to have Brian Windhorst, our NBA insider, and our betting analyst, Joe Fortenbaugh. And Windy, before the game, usually the coaches, they talk to the media. They talk about the situation ahead of the game. What are the coaches saying leading into tonight?
Yeah, so the Knicks had a workout on the court here about an hour ago, their walkthrough, and Mike Brown had a message for them, which is, we were very lucky to get through the game one because that is not a situation you normally get out of. So he really wanted them to refocus and expect that the Cavs were going to push back hard tonight. Kenny Atkinson, I understand there has been so much focus on James Harden's defense, but his focus has not so much been defense, but offense. In the fourth quarter, the Cavs pretty much completely shut down offensively. Donovan Mitchell and James Harden were not able to get it done. And so they really went back and studied the film on what happened on that end of the court. So I think that's one of the things that they're focused on tonight, while the rest of the world wants to talk about James Harden's defense.
It's hard to get over, though, James Harden, when it comes to turnovers over made field goals, and that's 6 times he's done this so far in the postseason. What's the play you like tonight?
All right, we're going to start with the game pick, and then we'll work our way to the player props. Game pick is going to be Knicks -5.5. Now, full disclosure, we're going against the money here because
transplant, because they just don't have that in them. So with all of that being said, I'm just left here to wonder what's up. You, the New York Knicks, what kind of message you send that? We've been talking about New York Knicks. I've been talking about Jalen Brunson, as y'all have. I talked about how he bust James Harden's ass so bad he should be arrested for assault. Because that's what he did to James Harden. Excuse me. Had to drink some water. You're talking about a James Harden, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most prolific scorers in NBA history. A guy that scoring championships, league MVP, he did it all. And James Harden has had some sensational moments where he has danced on and embarrassed many of opponents. And it just seems like his comeuppance has arrived. Because what Jalen Brunson did to him the other night, I mean, there were numerous switches that put James Harden in front of Jalen Brunson. And Jalen Brunson just danced on him. Got to the hole, right, left, whenever he wanted. Pulled up from 3 whenever he wanted. Only hit 1 3. That's a big-time 3 hit. It's the only thing he did. Finishes with 38 points. 38 and 6. 6 assists. That's what Jalen Brunson did against James Harden. But it was the fourth quarter and the 7 or so things that he just did to him. 7 consecutive possessions. Just went at him. I haven't seen that in a long time. And that's what basketball is all about. Eventually, it comes down to mano a mano. And you want to see that, and you want to see how they respond. And James Harden talk about, he just gave a little effort, a little more extra effort. Really? He even said it wasn't going to shake our confidence. Listen to what James Harden had to say here. Play that for me, Nick.
Yeah, we're a super confident team. You know, obviously we understand, you know, we literally let one slip away, but, you know, we got a lot of positives out of this game. You know what I mean? So we just watch film, figure out what we can correct, and, you know, put an entire game together.
The New York Knicks cannot lose this game, or every bit of momentum that they had snatched in game 1 gets deflated. They have to win this game, and they have to win it convincingly. You have an opportunity, after doing what you did to Cleveland, to snatch their hearts right out of their chest. You have the opportunity to do that. Are you going to do it or not? That's what this comes down to. You're the New York Knicks. You have to be able to do that. Tonight. Save the thrillers for Cleveland. But when you go home, when you go on that court tonight, it should be to stomp them into oblivion, to shatter their confidence, to send a message, y'all don't have a prayer in hell of beating us. That's how you're the New York Knicks. You should be aiming to beat Cleveland tonight. Because if you lose this game tonight, all that allure gets wiped out. And then the pressure's back on. It's a 7-game series. What's it going to take for the New York Knicks to win it? And that's simply not a conversation all of us want to be preoccupied having. 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. That's 888-623-3646. Lots going on. Then I'm looking at Kenny Atkinson and one explanation after another for James Harden. Listen to this coach of the Pistons and what he had to say. Please take that.
Without you, we're knocked out in the first round. That's first. My personal opinion. So let's just stop there. We're in a great position. You've played great. Sometimes micro experiences get exaggerated. So keep being yourself.
Ridiculous comeback by Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson and company, as Bridges had 18 points of that Game 1 victory, down 22 points with under 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and they somehow pulled off a victory as we are 90 minutes away from Game 2, Knicks and Cavs. Knicks are up 1-0, and they're seeking their first NBA Finals appearance since 1999. There are 9 players on this Knicks roster who weren't even born yet the last time they made the Finals. The leader of that 99 Knicks squad is joining us, and that is the Hall of Famer Patrick Ewing, a Knick legend, no doubt about it. Thank you for joining us here, Patrick.
My pleasure.
And when I bring up 1999, and I'm sorry to bring up that there are 9 players that weren't even alive when you were on this court in 1999. Jalen Brunson, you played with Rick on that 99 team, his dad. How would you describe Jalen Brunson, what you've seen in this postseason, especially 2 nights ago?
Well, Jalen is a special player. I tell his dad all the time, I'm not sure what you did or what the secret sauce was, but whatever you did a great job of it. Both he and his mom have done an outstanding job with that kid. He's a hard worker. He's a great player. And the other night, he put on his cape and took the team over. And as a former Knick, and somebody who's I've known him from he was a little guy walking in our locker room, running around the lockers. It meant a lot. It was very special to us.
You mentioned special. That 99 team means a lot to this city. What similarities do you see from that team that made it to the finals and this team right now?
Right. I just think that everybody's together. The togetherness, the different things that the coaches have done to tweak the game, especially the first game, Shaman, inserting him into the lineup, and he did an outstanding job of help not only offensively but defensively. I think his defense was much better for us than his offense.
What's this place like when you play here and it's playoff basketball and you are winning games? What's it like on the floor and you're the star?
It's remarkable. Playing in New York is the Mecca.
Yep.
The Mecca. And last year when I was here, I'm sitting down that end with Larry Johnson, John Starks, who's been going crazy on the floor. We're all sitting down there, and I'm looking around the stands.
Yeah.
And Larry said to me, "Reminds you of back when we were playing, doesn't it?" And I said, "Yes, it sure does." I think the city has been waiting for this type of opportunity, and I think that not only Rick, Jalen, but the entire team has definitely have been doing what they need to do for the city to support the team.
Hey, listen, if you watch this whole crowd, it's a great environment. You can't sit down, but for you personally, sometimes you have trouble watching the game because you're sitting next to Starks. What's that like when Starks is losing his mind?
It's rough. It's rough. So, I'm trying to be cool. I'm just trying to watch it. I'm trying to he and Steph.
Yeah.
They're always
Stephon
jumping
Marbury,
up. Right. They're always jumping up. I'm like, John, I'm trying to watch the game. he almost got into one of the players. And I said, dude, you're gonna get us kicked out of this arena. But I think his passion, the passion that he shows supporting the team, is the same passion that he had when we were playing. So, you know, I love it.
Yeah, and Marbury actually issued an apology yesterday to the Knicks fans for getting on the court, trying to dab up Jalen after he hit one of those big shots, as Jalen Brunson's working on some jumpers right behind us. Okay, I don't want to look too far ahead, but it's hard not to. They've won 9 straight playoff games. They are 7 wins away from the first championship since 1973. What would a Knicks NBA title mean to this city?
A title for this city would be so much. I can remember when we got there in 99, but also in 94.
Yeah.
Had opportunities to get a championship. The Rangers was able to get it done, but we fell short in Game 7. But I think that being able to bring back a championship to the city, I think the city would be on fire. You see how the way that everybody has been acting, and it's not even the champion. We haven't even got to the championship yet. So I think that all of the pent-up energy that we've been, as Knicks fans have been facing, this is just going to let loose.
What do you expect to see from these guys tonight? We got Bridges shooting right behind us. You got Brunson right there. You got a Cavs team that's hurting and shell-shocked. What do you expect to see tonight?
Well, I think the Cavs are going to come out with a lot of energy, a lot of effort. I think that the Knicks have to do their part. You know, temper. You know, play with a lot of tempo, weather whatever storm that the Cavs are going to come with, and just continue to do what they did the last game.
We got the legend, that is Patrick Ewing, breaking it down. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
Hey, I hope John does not get in your way when you can watch this game tonight.
Well, this time I'm going to pull him down.
That's what a big man does. He protects his point guard.
That's right.
Of course, as we get you ready, countdown to the tip-off here on ESPN, the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 2, and Donovan Mitchell looking to rebound after what we saw really sluggish in the fourth quarter as that offense just was silent. Right now, we're getting you ready. Live Sports Center from MSG. Christine, back to you.
Go Knicks.